Thanks, John. 16 minutes before 8 o'clock. Well, mental health is high profile this week as part of Bell's Let's Talk social media campaign. On Wednesday, we had an interview with a Cape Breton woman who's acting as an ambassador for that campaign. But today we're going to meet another Cape Breton woman who's trying to raise the profile of a specific kind of service for people in mental health crisis. Donna Shepherd of Whitney Pier has PTSD, and she suffers from anxiety and depression. She's part of a group that has started an online petition to get a mental health mobile crisis team for Cape Breton. Welcome to Information Morning.
Thank you.
So first of all, if you could define for us, what is a mental health mobile crisis team?
It's a team that's put together of trained mental health clinicians, a nurse, and usually a police officer for security reasons. And their unit, their mobile team, what they do is if they're called out, they go directly to where the problem is, like if it's at a home or a workplace, so the person in crisis can get immediate help and support. They're not there to judge. They're there to the vehicles are unmarked. The staff is not in uniform or anything, and they're there to support, give information, help, direction, and it's a positive thing.
So they go to where you are. It's almost like a mental health ambulance.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So what has you interest in this campaign? Why are you starting this petition?
I've seen the issues with the wait period at the hospital, and where people have waited up to 8 hours to get help. Usually by that time they're leaving. Their levels of anxiety and stress have escalated. And if they had an opportunity to call for someone to come to their area to help, I think that would benefit them greatly.
If I may ask, what's your experience with that?
I had taken a friend to the hospital that was in crisis, and they had finally agreed to go to the hospital. They've been putting it off for many years, and they had finally agreed to go to the hospital, and that was a big improvement. And as we got to the hospital and the wait began, it was like 2 hours. The problem was escalating a little bit, but not too bad. 3 hours, 4 hours. The stress levels was escalating, anxiety. By the time 8 hours came around, the person just said they have to leave, but they said they would come back the next morning and wait also again, thinking that would be a shorter period of time. The next morning they had to wait another 8 hours, and again they ended up leaving. And this person was in crisis mode, and if there was a team together, they could have came to where she was and assisted her there.
And what about you? Have you had that experience yourself?
Yes, I have. I have gone to the hospital and I have waited. The experience was, I was very fortunate. The clinician that did speak with me, she was very helpful. She made the wait more tolerable, but the wait was really stressful. And when the doctor did come in to see me, he spoke with me very briefly, like the clinician spoke with me for almost a half an hour. The doctor spoke with me very briefly, wrote a prescription, and I was on my way. And I was left feeling I needed more.
So what, for example, would be a situation where you might be in mental health crisis, where you might say, I have to go to the emergency room?
When you become overwhelmed with thoughts, emotions, you know that you need help. I had a situation one time. I needed to get to the hospital. I needed someone to get me there. And I was very fortunate. Again, I had someone that did take me there and sat and waited with me. And
you're in the ER with other patients?
Yes.
Might have broken legs, heart attacks, sick baby.
Mm-hmm.
So how does it work in Halifax?
Well, this has been in work since 2006. They formed this team. They've seen the benefits, and also it's opened their eyes of the seriousness of the problem. As I said, there's a lot of people suffering in silence that won't go to the hospital. And this unit, this team comes to their home, their workplace, helps them sort out their situation, supports them, gives them information where to find help, how to find help, also helping them at the moment of the crisis. And I think Cape Breton would benefit greatly for having this kind of team here.
Are there any data about outcomes, about the mental health crisis mobile team in Halifax? Have they looked at...
I haven't researched on it, but I've seen quotes from people that said, it was what they needed at the time. There was nowhere else to turn. When you're stuck in a crisis situation, you can't go forward. Having this team would get you out of that moment, and that's what we're in need of here.
What kind of response have you had from the Department of Health?
We have Leo Clavin, and we discussed this, and he's aware of the situation and with mental health, and he listened to us, and we spoke for quite a while with the phone conference and explained our situation. There's a conference going on in Dartmouth, in Halifax, on mental health, and he's going to get back to us in a couple of weeks and let us know the outcome of this conference. And I'm sure they'll be talking about mental health mobile crisis team in this conference and the benefits of it. So I'm hopeful for an outcome from that.
All right, Donna, well, look, thanks for telling us about it. Let us know if you hear anything.
I will, definitely. And I just wanted to mention about, I don't know if everyone's aware of anyone that's in need of support. We have a group called Cape Breton Anxiety and Depression Group. It's available to anybody in need, and we have meetings twice a month. It's located on 188 George Street at the Seton Foundation. We have meetings on the 15th and the 30th. We have a Facebook page also that gives support. It's an amazing group, and if anybody's in need, it's there for them.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Donna Shepherd is part of a group that has started an online petition to get a mental health mobile crisis team for Cape Breton. And once again, if you're interested in finding out more about the Cape Breton Anxiety and Depression Support Group, which has 1,000 members, they meet twice monthly, the 15th and 30th, at 188 George Street. You can also find them on Facebook.